TIFU by telling my gym crush I love you by user strict warning minus 7822. This happened yesterday and I might need to transfer gyms. I've been seeing this girl at my gym for months. We've talked a few times. She is funny, down to earth, and way out of my league. Yesterday, I was on the treadmill when she walked past and waved. I tried to wave back but forgot I was still moving at a sprint. I almost face-planted, caught myself, and everyone laughed. She came over after and said, "You good?" And I, in a rush of adrenaline and embarrassment, blurted out, "Yeah, I love you." Not joking. Not "I like you." Not "I am fine." My dumb brain went straight to full emotional commitment. She blinked, said wow, that escalated fast, and walked off laughing. I had to stay another 30 minutes just to make it seem like I wasn't fleeing the scene. I am considering moving cities at this point. TLDR, tried to play it cool in front of my gym crush, almost fell on the treadmill and accidentally confessed my love instead of saying I am fine. TIFU by telling my niece her favorite YouTuber fell off a cliff by user agreeable poem 7278. My 8-year-old niece was visiting and would not stop talking about some Minecraft YouTubers she's obsessed with. She was going on and on about his new series. Trying to be the cool uncle, I said, "Oh yeah, I used to watch him, but honestly, I think his content really fell off a cliff a few years ago." Her face immediately went white. Her bottom lip started trembling. He died," she whispered. I realized my mistake. In her world, fell off a cliff is not a metaphor for decline in quality, it's a literal, tragic death for a cartoon character. I spent the next hour trying to explain the concept of a metaphor to a sobbing child while frantically pulling up the YouTuber's active channel to prove he was still alive. She is now convinced I'm a liar who tried to trick her about a man's death. TLDR, used a common idiom to describe a YouTuber's declining quality. My young niece thought I was announcing his tragic, literal death. TIFU by hitting on my married coworker by user TruePoint5596. My coworker guy in his late 30s is the nicest, funniest guy I have probably ever worked with. I was new to the job and around a month ago he showed me around the whole place. Made jokes to lighten me up and overall made me feel so much at ease. During this month we became quick work friends and he really helped me out in settling in. I was debating whether he liked me or not because he was very nice to me and went out of his way to bring me things such as extra coffee and things like that, so I just decided to take a chance and flirt with him at a work party. He doesn't wear a ring. I was slightly tipsy and definitely laughed a lot more than I would normally at his jokes among other things when a beautiful woman walked in apologizing for being late, and then a kiss and I immediately wanted to kill myself. I looked at him comically open-mouthed and said, "You're married?" He looked at me and he said yes. They're married. This happened yesterday and I have to go back at work tomorrow. I know it isn't the end of the world, but it's quite mortifying. TLDR, potentially made a great friendship awkward. Update. I will make this short. Went to work and did not see him until lunch, which was not very unusual. I think I was slightly awkward but tried really hard to not be awkward, but not sure how much that worked. I think I said something like "last night was crazy, how's your head" or something, and he didn't mention anything at all about what happened, although unlike some of you who said that he might not be aware of the flirting, I think he just gave me an out. I was extra careful to not show any hint of any flirtation which might have made me seem weird, but we will not think of that. TIFU by asking my sister F29 what day our parents' anniversaries by user important Rub1623. AF23 asked my sister F29 yesterday what day our parents' F57 and M59 anniversary is. She stared blankly at me and asked what I meant. I reiterated that I was curious when the anniversary of my parents' marriage is. She looked at me like I was stupid and told me our parents are divorced. Apparently they divorced about 2 years ago and I was never told. She said they divorced because they both fell out of love and were constantly annoyed with each other. I've been incredibly busy with college the last 4 years and the only times I've seen them was for holidays and some of the summer. I have an apartment and I've spent my summers with friends other than occasional meetups and diz out with my mom and sister. My dad and I have never been close, so it's not like he would have told me, and my mom isn't a very social person when it comes to feelings. Has this happened to anyone else? TLDR, I asked my sister what day my parents' anniversary was. They divorced 2 years ago and I never knew. TIFU by giving my dog boarding job an Uggs blanket I found at Goodwill by user drawing Cottis J. So not really in my opinion, but a few of my coworkers pointed this out to me today. I often like to buy the dogs at my job different blankets and comfy items out of my own pocket because I like going to Goodwill, plus it's very rewarding to me to see the dogs so happy to sleep on a soft newish blanket that hasn't been torn up yet. Anyways, I go to Goodwill and notice a nice large pink blanket with soft white fabric on the inside of it. Usually it would have been $12, but since it was a tag from the last week it was priced at $2. So I said fuck it, might as well buy it for the dogs and bring it into my shift that day. The dogs loved it and I was very happy to see one of the dogs with a lot of anxiety in new places sleeping comfortably on the blanket. Win for me, I guess. Fast forward to my next shift 3 days later, I was talking to my coworkers and they brought up that someone had brought in an Uggs blanket for the dogs to use when it could have been used as a normal blanket for their house. I spoke up and said it was me that brought it in, and since I don't follow brands I didn't know, but after getting curious on my shift the same blanket is going for $108 on Amazon right now. At the end of the day, I really don't care about the blanket, but my coworkers think I fucked up. TLDR. I didn't know the brand of a blanket I got for $2 at Goodwill was worth $108 and some doggos got a really comfortable blanket to sleep on.